Díagwit, Ismisha Thomas Tourist Agus Inu Tam Hanyenov Rankaner Agor Character O Era. Hello everyone. So, for St. Patrick's Day this year, I thought it might be fun to go through all of the Irish Thomas characters in the series and rank them from worst to best. Now, what's interesting about Thomas is that there are surprisingly few Irish characters in the show. We have plenty of Scots, Welsh, and of course English, but very few Irish characters. So today, I thought it might be fun to find out how many there are and rank them all. For this project, I asked as many fellow Irish Thomas fans to help rank these characters as I could, and yes, many of them will be speaking throughout the video, and giving their general thoughts on characters and how well they represent Ireland. I counted roughly 8 Thomas characters who you could consider Irish. Some have been confirmed as Irish, while others just happen to have Irish accents, depending on the dub that you listen to. And so today, me and the Irish boys are going to rank them all.
Hey guys, I'm Blue Hunter 02.
Alright, what's a Corin? I'm the Silver Ball 22.
This is Joshua Duit 56 here.
Have fun, Adam.
Okay, lad.
Right, so Adam asked me to talk about a few Irish characters, and Thomas thought better way to do it: crack open a can and fucking crack on.
So, join us on this fine St. Paddy's Day as the biggest collaboration of Irish Thomas fans come together and rank these characters. So, let's begin. And coming in at last place at Ivra Hockt, or number 8, is Murphy. Ha! I bet this is one character a lot of you didn't even know about. So in the Railway Series book, Thomas Comes Home, while Thomas is away at York, Percy has to look after the branch line. However, after a frost at Hackenbeck Bridge, the bridge crumbles and Percy just narrowly avoids falling into the river. The bridge would be later repaired, and while it's being repaired, we get a small cameo from an orange caterpillar crane. And that was kind of it for him. We didn't even have a name for the character. However, in 2022, thanks to emails from Clive Splong, the illustrator of the picture, we learned that the caterpillar was actually called Murphy, this name coming from a very common surname in Ireland.
Clive Spong claimed he was Irish, hence his Irish name. If he's Irish, he's Irish, you know, he's one of the lads, you know, likes an L pint on a weekend, you know, so yeah, fair play to Murphy, you know.
So I've really nothing to say about Murphy, because I genuinely never heard of him until I saw this thing for the first time.
Murphy. Nice illustration, I guess.
Who the fuck is Murphy? He appeared in one illustration and that was it. Like, opinionless, like
I like how he has an Irish name, and he would have worked well being a member of the pack, being Irish and all, but there honestly isn't too much to Murphy, and that's why he's at the bottom of the list. And at Ivra Seacht, or number 7, we have Freddy. Freddy, who also happens to be number 7, I swear that was a coincidence, guys. So what's interesting is Freddy did not actually start out as an Irish character. In fact, he doesn't even have an Irish basis. However, in some dubs of the show, he was sometimes given an Irish accent, and he sometimes wasn't.
This party will be the biggest party ever. It was a surprise for Colin, sir. Colin has never been to a party.
No Irish person sounds like that.
Again, this is going to be a reoccurring theme in this video, where the character was sometimes given an Irish accent and sometimes wasn't.
Along with Luke, I don't think Freddy gets much love. Personally, I think he's a great character, and with some headcanons, he can sort of work.
Like, it's very easy to put him into even Railway Series canon and just say, like, you know, he was part of the Mid-Sodor and he was just sold on through no fault of his own. Universe-wise, he's very harmless.
He came out of nowhere, and him and Sir Handel apparently worked together, but then again, we're talking hit era, like, so that time was all over the fucking place.
I find it mental to think that the hit era actually allowed for a grey liveried character, but then again, I suppose that was the time Neville and Dennis were a thing.
Now, I actually really like the idea of Freddy being Irish. You know, lucky number 7 after all, but there really isn't too much to him, which is why he's also quite low on the list.
I know, Freddy's pretty cool. Like, you kind of hate the guy, like, you know?
And at Ivra Shea, or number 6, we have Patrick. Now, what's interesting about Patrick is that he was also never actually referred to as Irish in the show. Like, he never had an Irish voice or anything. But according to Ardlin O'Hanlon, you know, the guy who played Dougal from Father Ted, well, apparently in an interview, it was revealed that he was originally going to do a voice for Patrick.
Recently I was asked to play, provide one of the voices for one of the trains in Thomas the Tank Engine, but it wasn't a train though, it was a cement mixer, which was very upsetting. Patrick the cement mixer, to be precise. No hint of racial stereotyping there. Patrick, the lazy and inefficient semantics. More or less.
However, he declined, as he felt Patrick being an Irish cement mixer was a little offensive.
I find it so funny that Ardal O'Hanlon, or Dougal, as we all know him, was originally asked voicing, because before this I knew nothing about this.
I can't lie, Patrick is my favourite pack character. I love how much of a contrast he is to the rest of the pack, who are mostly all friendly.
He just really talked about cement a lot, kind of similar to James and his paintwork, which, fair enough. Cement's your thing,
I kind of don't mind that he only ever appeared in one episode, to be honest. I suppose compared to the rest of the construction vehicles, there's not really much else he could have done. I did like his personality. I did like how he literally instigated the plot of the whole episode, and his crash was just bloody amazing. He's one of those characters that, it's not that I hate him, but I don't mind that he only appeared in one episode. That's okay. Some characters really are just kind of one-hit wonders in that sense.
And at Ivra Cúig, or number 5, we have Miss Jenny. Oh my god, why are there so many Irish characters in the pack? Now, I actually really like Miss Jenny, because in Thomas, the Fat Controller was always the father figure to the engines, so I really like how Miss Jenny is the mother to the pack. Ah yes, Miss Jenny is the classic Irish mammy. Now, in the classic series, Miss Jenny had a very generic Irish accent.
Spot on, Thomas, Miss Jenny said. You'd make a mother proud.
But in the CGI series, they gave her a specific North of Ireland, or Northern Ireland depending on their politics, accent.
Maybe we should be asking why you smoothed the worksite before the foundations were completed.
While I prefer Miss Jenny having a generic Irish accent, I actually kind of like that they gave her a voice from the north of Ireland, because the Northern Ireland accent there now is a very underrepresented accent in Thomas there now, so I really like that they gave Miss Jenny a Northern Ireland accent there now. That accent is actually quite underrepresented in Thomas, and so I quite like that they actually did that for her.
Miss Jenny is a great leader to the pack.
I think it's quite neat that they had a female boss. A bit of progression there. I loved her little catchphrase in the model series, spot on, you'd make a mother proud.
Spot on, Thomas, Miss Jenny said. You'd make a mother proud.
Miss Jenny is alright. I personally don't think she's anything to write home about, but I still do quite like her.
Firm but fair. Love an Irish mammy,
She reminds me of my own mother in a way, that she just has that mammy figure towards machines. She cares about them. Jesus help them if she ever went at them with the wooden spoon or anything, because that would put the fear of God into them, no doubt.
Patrick, scolded Miss Jenny, were you bragging about concrete again?
Ted, I'm doing fine. Leave me alone.
And at Ivra Ceathair, or number 4, we have Oliver. Now, much like Freddy, Oliver also is a bit of a plastic Paddy. So in Soder's Legend of the Lost Treasure, when Oliver first appeared in CGI, he was given an Irish accent.
Hello, Alfie. Hello, Jack. Sorry I'm late. I took a wrong turn.
Now, Oliver being Irish is pretty irrelevant to his character. Honestly, being Irish is more relevant to Miss Jenny or Patrick than it is Oliver. But I think that Oliver is overall the better character, hence why I put him slightly above them, even though Irish isn't as important to Oliver as it is to Patrick or Miss Jenny.
I don't think it's possible to like the pack episodes and dislike Oliver. He kind of appeared nearly in every episode, but I never had a problem with that, and I think that's just down to how wholesome he is. He's not a complete goody-goody two-shoes either. I think he does have a bit of a strong tongue, but he's very likeable that way, and I think everyone was delighted that of all the limited characters they brought back in CGI, they brought him back.
Oliver is cool, but when paired with Ned, they're like Big Mac and Warrior from Tugs.
This might be a controversial opinion, but I honestly think he's a little overrated, but he's in no way a bad character. In fact, he's probably the most memorable out of all the pack, and the funniest too.
And at Ivra Tree, or number 3, we have Connor, and also at Ivra Doe, or number 2, we have Caitlin. Now, I wasn't too sure how to rank Connor and Caitlin. I actually did a Twitter poll to find out who was the favourite, and apparently a lot more people like Connor over Caitlin, which I actually found quite surprising since I always thought Caitlin was the better of the two, but I digress. Now, I wasn't expecting to put Connor or Caitlin this high on the list, especially above some of those other classic series pack members, but after hearing some of what the Irish boys had to say about them, I realised that Connor and Caitlin were actually pretty interesting characters.
These two, really excited to talk about this. So, Connor and Caitlin, they're American-built engines. You know, Connor's a New York Central Hudson and Caitlin's a Baltimore and Ohio P7. However, they both have Irish accents, and you're kind of like, well, hang on, they're American engines, but they have Irish accents. Like, how does that work out? Now, I kind of like to think that they were built by Irish people. You know, a lot of Irish people moved over to America and all that during the famine years, you know.
He's representing like Ireland, but like for America, if that makes sense. Like, you know, it's pretty obvious that he was probably built by Irish immigrants.
I'm probably not the first to say this, but like, I really don't like the idea of giant American Hudsons, a giant American Hudson in a quiet, you know, cute little English countryside.
I hate their designs, I won't lie. I will still always look at them and think, you know, like they look completely out of place in Thomas. Like, you have American designs like Rosie that fit in a lot better, but they just stick out so much, lads. You know, I think all of us are like, why can't they be like Coronation classes or anything? Plenty of LMS and Southern Railway classes they could have been instead, like to be fast mainline engines. But the thing is, their designs are all I hate about them. I like everything else about them. You know, I do like their dynamic being that they're engines from the mainland. They both had individual episodes which sets them apart from each other. Like, you know, Connor had that confidence problem, Caitlin has that overexcited episode, and so on. Like, it's hard to dislike their characters, and I do like little details saying that, like, I never knew that Irish immigrants actually built them.
I think most people agree that they had hideous designs, but don't let looks deceive you. These two actually have pretty interesting characters. And at Ivora Haon, or number 1, we have Luke. I mean, come on. Did you really think it was going to be any other character? Luke is the first character you think of when you think of an Irish Thomas character. Luke is a fantastic example of an Irish character. Everything about him, from his music, like how his theme is a flute, which is a very classical Irish instrument, to just how damn cute he is with his little dimples and his buck teeth. I really like the filmmaker's decision to make Luke Irish, because I really feel like it really adds to his mystery in the movie. I'd also like to point out that Blue Mountain Mystery is the first time that we actually get to see Ireland on screen in Thomas, albeit the Irish Sea, which technically is where the whole show takes place, but I digress.
How could we forget about Luke? He is like one of the best characters that you can actually find, and especially like with his little accent. Like, take me off first, please, please.
Take me off first, please, please.
And like his, buck teeth, like I just love it. Like, he's so charming in a way.
When it comes to Luke, he couldn't be more Irish, you know. He's the first character I recognised as, you know, having Irish roots and all that, with the thickest Irish accent going. Luke's a round class and all that, but, you know, I don't think there's been any round classes that have worked in Ireland, but I'd like to think they were kind of like Luke if they were, you know. Just solid character, you know, had a good real backstory, bit afraid to kind of come out of his shell and all that, you know, with the whole thing of possibly killing Victor.
I mean, I love his backstory. I've always felt being hidden away in a quarry, like a workplace secret kind of setup. I love it that his nationality wasn't like a part of the plot in any way. Like, it's just simply, hey, look, you know, he's Irish, but, you know, he still fits in with the rest of the cast pretty well. And I'll always respect Mattel that they actually gave him, 2 episodes in season 17?
He's probably like my favourite now, each angel over like Renee's and Scarlowy.
Luke is easily my favourite of the Irish characters.
Everything about Luke is perfect. The fact that he's green, the fact he has a flute to represent his theme, even his voice actor being from Ireland. Myself and the Irish boys all agree that Luke is truly the best Irish character from Thomas ever.
Well, I for one absolutely agree with you lads. This Luke really does sound like the best Thomas character.
Wait, Sergeant Ducky? From the hit YouTube channel Sergeant Ducky?
That's right. Luke isn't the only Irishman known for doing lines. I've been to pub bathrooms too, you know.
I never knew you liked railway lines.
I don't, but I do have plenty of experience in railing women, and I never arrive on time for them either, so I think that more than qualifies me to have the final say on this. Anyway, I hope you Thomas the Wank Engine fans are doing well, and I hope you all enjoyed this ranking of Irish Thomas characters. Now, if you don't mind, I have something planned with the boys that will also include a lot of chugging till we're all pure steaming.
Have you been drinking, Trojan?
Yes!
So I hope you have a happy Paddy's Day, and Slán a Bhaile.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to end. From all the Irish boys here, I'd like to wish you all a very happy St. Paddy's Day. And as I always say, Slán Oh well, yeah.
As Adam likes to say in his videos, slán go fóill.
Slán sé and slán na bhaile.
I'd like to thank Adam for letting me be a part of this and wish all of you a happy St. Paddy's Day. And swallow all ya. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. I'm not good in my Irish.
No, even if he didn't even know what you were bloody drinking. He'd be the type of lad that'd put his foot out for you. Give you what you need. He's the type of lad that we need more of in this society. If the world was ruled with bloody mouthpiece, we'd be on a goddamn golden age.
Night, Dougal. Night, Ted.